Alright guys, what's going on? So, we got a few different video game pickups from this weekend. I got some stuff at some garage sales, as well as some stuff at pawn shops. So, the stuff that we picked up, we have a total of 6 pickups. I started the morning on Saturday. I think I was again out of the house by around 7:30 or so at the first garage sale, probably around 8. And at the first sale, there wasn't a ton of stuff. I think they had video games listed, but there wasn't really very many picks that I was interested in. The first thing I did see was a pile of Xbox 360 games. One of them I didn't have that I was interested in, which was Halo Combat Evolved, the anniversary edition for the 360. It's a Platinum Hits bestseller. I took a look inside. Still got the cards and everything in here. And the game, I think, was in pretty good shape. Let me take a quick peek. Yeah, it's mint condition. So it's one I didn't have, and I figured it'd be good to add to the collection. Sticker price on it was $4, which isn't fantastic, but it's not too bad. The other thing that they did have was they had a PS2. They had a PS2 bundle sitting out, and I took a look. I could just see the PS2, and it was like sitting on top of a bag. I asked if they had any games for the PS2, but they said no, we don't have any games for sale. So they had a PS2, and I took a look inside the bag, and there was 2 off-brand controllers, so not Sony controllers. They looked really awful. I can't imagine ever playing with them. And the PS2 console itself with the power and AV cords, that sort of thing. And they had $20 listed on it. And now I also noticed inside the PS2 there were 2 memory cards, 2 official Sony memory cards, the red one and the blue one. And I wasn't really interested in the PlayStation itself or the controllers, obviously, for $20. But I did want to get some more memory cards if possible. So I pulled out the 2 memory cards from the system and I asked if they'd be willing to sell just the memory cards. Because they didn't have any games, maybe just the memory cards they'd part with. And they were willing to part with them. After a little bit of negotiating, I threw the price at them of $10 for Halo as well as these 2 memory cards right here. So we got $10 spent for 2 PlayStation 2 8 megabyte memory cards, as well as Halo Combat Evolved on the 360. Not too bad. Not an amazing purchase, but stuff I didn't have, stuff I wanted to add to the collection. Pretty cool. So that was number 1. I went and I hit up a whole bunch of other garage sales that all had stuff about video games listed, and it was all crazy overpriced, or just stuff that I wasn't interested in, all sports games and the like. But I did go to one garage sale. It was kind of a random stop along the way, and I found another board game. I've been finding board games every single week, which is really cool. I ended up finding this game called Sequence. I've never played it, but I have always seen it, and the name for some reason and the art on this always intrigued me. So I asked how much they wanted for some of their board games. This was the only one that stood out to me as one that I wanted to pick up, and the lady that was there said $2. I took a look inside. The stuff isn't the cleanest as far as like organization. I always like to see stuff that's organized and kind of put away nicely, but it didn't seem too bad either. Hoping all the stuff's in here as far as parts. So I asked how much she wanted. She said $2. So I picked it up for $2. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So that was pickup number 2. Pickup number 3, I believe there was a listing that it said video games as well on the listing, and I arrived there and I literally only saw one whole game out, which was this Dance Dance Revolution 3 Ultra Mix. Ultra Mix 3 was the game that was sitting out. Was not really super interested in it, but as I often do when there's games out, I'll grab a game, or if there's accessories out, I'll grab an accessory and I'll go to the person at the garage sale and say, hey, I noticed you have this video game stuff here. Do you happen to have anything else? Anything for any other systems or whatnot? And I did that to the girl that was there, and it took her a little while to go back and search for stuff. I think it was like mostly her mom selling stuff, but then she also had some things around that she was selling too. So she had to switch places with her mom, or she had to get her mom to come outside, and she wanted to go inside and see if there's any other games that she was willing to part with. She did pull out a few other games, nothing very nice at all. The only other game that I did pick up there was this Disney's Magical Mirror. I know that there's a few of these other kind of like Mickey Mouse games that came out on the Wii. I think there was like Epic Mickey, and there was a few other Mickey games that came out. I didn't have this one for the GameCube. I'm always looking for GameCube stuff. It's complete and it's in really good shape. So I asked, what she wanted on them. Again, these aren't games that are really standing out. She knew that they were games that she didn't really care for. So she said maybe let's do $2. $2. So I ended up getting both of these guys for $2. And I also saw a cable. There's a Sony cable. It's I think it's mini USB, I believe it's called. So there's micro USB. I think this one's mini USB. It's a little bit larger, but this is the one that plugs in for the PS3 controllers, and they're a little bit harder to come by, not as common nowadays. So I always want to pick these up, and she threw this one in for another 50 cents. So $2.50 for the 2 games as well as the cable. Good. Pickup number 4. Pickup number 4. This was, I believe, I think it had a listing for video games as well. But it wasn't what I was expecting. They didn't necessarily specify like what console. This might have been a random one. I can't remember if there was a random find for garage sales or if this one was listed. But they did have some PSP games. Most of the PSP games there were pretty junky. Nothing I really wanted to pick up. There was like Toy Story and some other like not really notable sports titles and things like that. But there was 2 really awesome games. One which I'm excited about both of them honestly, but one in particular I'm super excited about. The games I ended up finding there were Loco Roco 2, which had a price of $2 on it, as well as Ape Escape Academy. Really excited for this one. I just picked up, if you look back a few videos, we picked up the other Ape Escape game on the PSP. So now I have both the PSP Ape Escape games, which is really awesome. Again, $2. So I was totally fine with throwing $4 at these guys. Really awesome pickup. Now the next one was a random sale. I drove up, and it was just off the side of the street. I could see them kind of in there. It was like right at the edge of a back lane. And I just pulled my car up quick, took a quick browse around, and I noticed the people were a little bit kind of younger, probably in their like early 30s, and they didn't have any games out at all. They just mostly had like babies' clothes and stuff like that. I guess they had some kids, and I thought it might be possible that the guy there maybe had some video games, just because of the age range. So I asked, hey, do you guys have any video games, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, any stuff like that? And the guy said, the girl, I think there actually said, I think we have some Xbox 360 stuff, because our Xbox broke, but we still have a bunch of games, right? So they obviously have a red-ringed Xbox and a bunch of games just kind of sitting around. So I asked, hey, can I see maybe some of them? And the guy that was there was like, okay, I'll go in. And he came out with a huge box of, it was 360 games, as well as I think some DVDs and stuff in there. It was like a big layer of DVDs and then a handful of 360 games on top, maybe 15, 20 games. This guy was really big into hunting, so he had a bunch of like Cabela's games and other kind of hunting games like that. One of which I picked up because I thought it was hilarious. I didn't know that this game existed. But the few that I did pick up that I thought were pretty cool games were The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I thought I didn't actually think I had this. I actually have this game already. But I'll see if maybe I can get an upgrade for the disc. I'm not sure what the condition of my disc is for this one. So we have Walking Dead Survival Instinct was one of the games I picked out of there. Skate 3. I love the Skate games. I have 1 and 2 on the 360, but I didn't have 3. I actually have 3 on the PS3 right now. I found a sealed copy last summer. So I'm actually going to be probably getting rid of that sealed copy on the PS3 and keeping Skate 3 on the 360. Love the way that the 360 controller plays these games. So I actually have all the Skate games for 360 now, which is really awesome. Super stoked on that. And then the one game I thought was freaking hilarious was Duck Dynasty on the 360. I thought this was just too funny to not pick up. I couldn't believe, well actually I can believe, that there's a Duck Dynasty game. So I'm going to have to try this one day for some laughs. I'm sure it's awful. I ended up picking up all those 3 games for $5. $5 for all of them. Not too bad. And then the last pickup was a little bit later in the day, I think around 12:30 or so. We decided to go to some pawn shops. Storybook Gamer was also with me pretty much for the entire day, actually. I think except for maybe the very first 2 pickups, he was with me. And he was looking for a PS4 controller. Unfortunately, every pawn shop was clear out of PS4 controllers. So no luck on that. But at my favorite pawn shop, the one that's got the 7 games for $20, they had some pretty decent stuff. So the games I picked up there was a few that are like really good. Let me see if I can kind of narrow it down. Honestly, a lot of these are pretty good. Let's start with some of the kind of more filler titles, stuff that I don't know too much about. So first one's called Away Shuffle Dungeon on the Nintendo DS. Don't really know too much about this one, but didn't have it, so figured why not pick it up. Another one that was kind of a filler title. This is the last one that I picked up out of my 7 when I was just like searching the rack over and over again. It's like, I need to find something. And I took a gamble on this game. It's probably pretty bad, but we'll see. Called Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire on the Nintendo Wii. I picked it up because it was in very, very good shape. Everything is complete, and the disc is like mint. The gameplay and stuff on the back looks pretty awful, though, so we'll see if it's okay. Pretty cool anyways. Some of the other games that I found right off the bat were Dragon Ball Xenoverse on the PS3, as well as Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate on the 360. I also picked up Tomb Raider on the PS3. I've heard the Tomb Raider, the more modern Tomb Raider games were really, really good, and I didn't have any of them, so I figured that'd be a good one to add to the collection. As well as this game's really cool, was for PS2, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. I don't know if I have any of the Tenchu games, so this actually might be my first one. But I think this one's semi-rare, and it was really, really cool to see it. And the rarest game that I found this weekend is a game I can't even play because it is not for American consoles. So this one's actually really, really neat, and I saw the case for it first. The case is blue. So it's actually a PAL game for the PS2, and it's called Soul Divide. The art on the front is really neat. It's like a big old dragon. It looks like a D&D type thing. So it looked really, really intriguing to me. I won't be able to play the game because I don't have a PAL system, but I took a look on price charting while I was there. I often do that when I'm out looking for games. I'll check price charting to see if it's got any value. And this game was like $50, $60 on price charting. So I figured I may as well pick this up. Even if it's something that maybe I can add to the collection and it would just be kind of a cool piece. Maybe one day I'll have a console I can play it on, or I could always end up flipping it and make a pretty sizable profit on this one. But yeah, those are all the games from this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let's take a look at putting it all on the wall. And don't forget, we're going to be doing this vote. So every Friday, we're going to be doing a game off of these pickups, and we're going to be playing it on stream on my Twitch channel on Fridays in the afternoon. So I'm going to put the vote up right now. Take a look in the top right hand corner, and you should see a poll. Take a look at the games that are there and pick one that you'd like to see me play, and we will be checking it out on Friday, 12 p.m. Central. So be sure to tune in for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later, guys.